Imagine a narrow passage of water so important that if it suddenly closed, the price of oil around the world could explode overnight. A single choke point where tankers carrying millions of barrels of oil pass every single day. This narrow gateway is called the Strait of Hormuz, and it quietly controls one of the most important lifelines of the global economy. Located between Iran and Oman, this strait connects the Persian Gulf to the Gulf of Oman. At its narrowest point, the passage is only about 33 kilometers wide. But through this tiny corridor flows an enormous portion of the world's energy supply. Every day, massive oil tankers loaded in countries like Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, Kuwait, and Iraq sail through this strait on their way to markets across Asia, Europe, and beyond. In fact, roughly 1/5 of the world's oil supply moves through the Strait of Hormuz. That means if something ever disrupted this narrow waterway, the consequences would ripple across the entire global economy. Fuel prices could surge, shipping routes could be forced to change, and countries that rely heavily on imported energy could face serious economic pressure. This is why the Strait of Hormuz is considered one of the most strategic locations on Earth. Navies from multiple countries patrol nearby waters to ensure that this vital route remains open. Tensions in the region have occasionally brought the strait close to disruption, reminding the world just how fragile global energy supply chains can be. Because despite all the advanced technology, pipelines, and energy networks that power modern civilization, so much of the world's energy still depends on a single, narrow passage of water. A choke point where geography, politics, and global economics collide. And that raises an interesting question. If the Strait of Hormuz is so critical to global energy supply, what would happen if it were suddenly blocked? Would the world be able to adapt quickly, or would global markets spiral into chaos?